TNA Lockdown 2006 is just around the corner, so it is time for you to lock yourself down, grab a drink, and listen to Fog Wrestling review the final TNA Impact before that cage lowers. Welcome back, guys, to the channel. It is the final TNA Impact before Lockdown 2006. I kind of made it sound like Lockdown 2006 is happening live. We're in current time. No, we're watching this for 18 years ago, but still, it's a much better watch than wrestling is now. Take me back to when times were good.
Lock me down, lock me away, and make me watch some TNA.
That was pretty good there. Yeah, throw the key away, because I want to be stuck in this time frame, even if Jeff Jarrett is trying to bury everybody. But you know what? I mean, I think Jarrett's Reign of Terror is better than anything going today. Give me Jeff Jarrett's Reign of Terror over Cody Rhodes' Reign of Terror.
Absolutely, but he doesn't have the belt. You know,
he doesn't, but you know what? He's got the guitar and he knows how to swing it. But let's talk about the explosion matches this week. There weren't any, so aye.
That was a timid explosion.
It wasn't great. Small time explosion. Kind of reminded me of that death match that AEW did.
Okay.
Eddie Kingston came out to
no
make
match and a black screen's better than what happened there. Let's not talk about AEW, it's
TNA. TNA. So we kick off with an 8-man World Cup preview match. It was Team Canada with Scott D'Amore taking on Team USA / TNA. I mean, it was, I don't get it. I guess it was Team USA and it was Team TNA. Let's just call them Team one or the other. I don't know why I have to call them Team USA
the World Cup, man, it just doesn't do it for me.
It doesn't. Team Canada was Petey Williams, Eric Young, Bobby Roode and A1. Team USA / TNA was Chris Sabin, Sonjay Dutt, Jay Lethal, Alex Shelley, and the Paparazzi Cam. I mean, I guess they can't call it Team USA because Sonjay Dutt's in it. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe, potentially.
Mike Tenay and Don West point out that Alex Shelley is a close friend of Team Canada, and that showed in the match because he refused to tag himself in, and he actually cost Team USA the win. A1 got the pinfall on Jay Lethal. Alex Shelley was basically in Team Canada. It was 5-on-3.
It was 5-on-3, but Jerry Lynn, he's a former Team USA captain.
He pointed up on, he came out on the screen mid-match saying, guys, come on, America, TNA, World Cup, oh, America. So, you know, that's what it is.
America the brave.
Then we move straight into the next match. Very match heavy on TNA this week. AJ Styles and Rhino and Ron Killings taking on Simon Diamond, Alex Skipper and David Young. I forget their collective unit name. Can you remember it?
Diamonds in the Rough?
That's the one. Just feels like a 3-man team that they need to whip out every
this
time.
This team had no chance.
No.
And rightfully so, they're shite. You know what I mean? It had to happen. It had to happen that way, but I mean, Rhino, AJ Styles and Ron Killings in a 6-man tag, yeah, it's a decent one. I mean, they had to win, though.
I mean, what's not to like, apart from the fact it was pretty much a squash match, and AJ Styles, Rhino, and Ron Killings easily won, but here, who are we kidding? Then we go backstage. Jeremy Borash and Larry Sabisco are there. Sabisco claims he has put together the greatest pay-per-view of all time with a Lockdown. He's taking all the credit, but what about the TNA committee?
What about the TNA committee?
TNA management, brother. Referee Slick Johnson came in, and he said he heard Raven was coming back, and he gave Sabisco
Raven, nevermore,
an envelope. Slick Johnson suggests that if he doesn't want to make it to TNA, he can. Slick Johnson suggests that if he doesn't make it in TNA, he could become the president of the Hair Club for Men. And obviously, Larry Sabisco didn't like this. We had Jeremy Borash saying, well, you could do a little comb over, and he chased over Slick Johnson. It's a bit weird. Slick Johnson, of all people, is the one that's bashing Sabisco for his hair when he ain't got any. But anyway, we move on then to an in-ring segment with the NWA World Champion Christian Cage. Christian says Abyss tried to embarrass him, but all he ever did was piss him off more than ever. Christian says he would rather die inside the cage at Lockdown than lose his NWA World Heavyweight title. Then we got Fowler James Mitchell on the big screen saying that Christian Cage has played into their hands. He's losing control. And at Lockdown, he's going to lose the NWA World Championship. Then Abyss attacks Christian from behind. We get a bit of a brawl. Abyss hits him with the Black Hole Slam. And then he wraps a chain around his neck and he chokes Christian out. And Christian's tongue is hanging out of his mouth, and then security come and try and make the save, and Abyss just hits some of them with some big Impact Abyss moves. And
A very good visual, though.
no, it is.
Christian's tongue hanging out like a dog with no water.
Do you remember that time they fired Daniel Bryan? I mean, I'm not the biggest Daniel Bryan fan, like, but remember WWE
He did a good thing and they buried him for
they
it.
canned him for choking out Justin Roberts with a tie. That's pathetic.
No, it's pathetic.
What loser, man. What a loser of a company that is.
No, I know.
Man, imagine, how did WWE go from their glory days to firing somebody, choking someone out with a tie? It's fake, for God's sake.
And it's scary. It's not like it happened 20 years after the Attitude Era, or like, you know, it was like the Ruthless Aggression Era was like
No,
2
see
years
if
prior.
he done it the next night after Benoit, I could almost understand it.
Aye, yes.
But I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, time passes by. Anyway, and we get the main event then, straight into it. Jeff Jarrett and America's Most Wanted with Gail Kim taking on Team 3D, Brawler Ray, Devon, and Runt. Decent wee match here. Just a typical multi-man TNA match where everyone is fucking brawling and you just can't really see what's happening. I mean, I look at this show tonight and I do think that TNA would benefit from being more than a 1 hour show, because all you had tonight was a bunch of multi-man tag matches. You had 2 6-man tags and an 8-man tag, and it just feels like they were rushing this tonight, and I don't think they had enough. I mean, probably should have had more segments and stuff like that, more backstage stuff, but
with a 41 minute show, it's like you're never going to get a serious match on Impact, are you? Feels like everything is saved for the pay-per-views, which could be a good thing. But you know, when you watch like Raw or SmackDown, it's 2 hours. You feel like it never feels rushed. The shows feel structured. I feel like you go into TNA and it's all over the show.
yeah, I mean, if TNA are going to have a match, a main event that they want to focus on, then you feel like they've got to kind of dedicate the full show to that. But here, I'll tell you what, they left enough time, I think, for this main event. And it was your typical TNA main event. Wasn't bad. It was just everybody, bodies everywhere, brawling in the ring, out the ring, in the crowd. I mean, all around the arena, but the arena's about 2 square foot, so I mean, it's not really hard to brawl about the Impact Zone. It quickly becomes 4-on-3 though when Gail Kim gets in and hits Brawler Ray in the nuts, but then Brawler Runt grabs her by the hair and he does he's calling it the acid drop in TNA. I prefer the Dudley Dog.
But you can't call it a Dudley Dog.
The runt drop.
The dog runt? The runt of the litter? Why not call it the runt of the litter?
It's a bit wordy, isn't it?
Aye, it's a bit.
Acid drop?
Brother runt with the runt of the litter?
Is that the best they could come up with? Acid drop?
Looks like took out a Ravens quote there, acid nevermore.
So Gail Kim gets taken out, and I mean, it just fucking, that's what she gets, she gets involved, she gets taken out. I mean, nowadays, Brother Runt would have had to just look at her and why are you attacking my fat brother? And Brother Runt would have just had to look at her like an idiot until somebody attacked him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but
this
yeah.
was some good shit.
Then we get Team Canada coming down. The match ends in I'm assuming a no DQ. I don't even know how the match ended, to be honest.
No, Jeff Jarrett hit the...
so he did, Jeff.
What's this move called?
Stroke.
The stroke.
I think that's because everybody had a stroke watching him hold the belt for 2 years. But anyway, Jeff Jarrett hits the stroke, gets the 1, 2, 3, or maybe it's because he pulled a lot of stroke in the company.
Could be that.
Could be that,
He
actually.
beats Brother Runt, though.
I mean, what do people want? Brother Runt to fucking demolish Jeff Jarrett? Like, I mean,
come on, it's not gonna happen.
Jeff Jarrett's and Sting are feuding here. I mean, come on. You need to give Jarrett a win.
Well, we have to wait for about 15 bodies to get to Sting.
Yeah, so we get Team Canada. We get the jobbers that, not really jobbers, but we get Sting's team. Then we get Abyss. Then we get Cage. Then we get Steiner. The largest arms in the world come out. And then, when Steiner comes out, we need Sting.
But you need Sting's music in the arena to go dark, I think.
Aye, Sting just... Sting may as well have ran out without the face paint and Steve Borden.
Aye.
We got Steve Borden tonight. We didn't get Sting, for fuck's sake. Didn't you know the baseball bat?
No.
Or the cloak?
He was just punching.
Very disappointing. Anyway, so we get Sting coming out with his punches and his backhand chops and all that stuff. And that's it. Kind of the show goes off there with Sting with Sting battering all 4 members of Jarrett's army. Did feel a little bit rushed. But this is what happens. See, when wrestling was good, a lot of times you would see they incorporate it. Like, see the main event, it would kind of end with just all the big matches being thrown in there.
No, absolutely. But
nowadays, you don't get that in wrestling.
You do not get it in wrestling. But here, this was a good ending, but I feel like TNA ends like this every week, which is good. But I also feel like it ends a lot of the times with abrupt endings and like Sting. He was about to hit Steiner with like the death drop and fucking it just went to black.
Went to black. Anyway, decent main event. Nice wee ending. I like Sabisco. Slick Johnson thinks that Raven's coming back. Quote the Raven, never more. We'll see if Raven's coming back. Honestly, though, the first two matches just did absolutely nothing for me. Kind of bored me. But, yeah, I mean, after that, I mean, it was not bad, I guess. I think it picked up after the first two matches. Although I wasn't really digging the Christian Cage promo. Not really digging Christian's run so far. It's been a bit lackluster.
He wears awful attires, man. He does, doesn't he?
I mean,
is this something to do with just being in Florida?
I mean, Christian,
the Dexter Morgan. He always whips at the Dexter Morgan.
Christian could have been wearing the Rock's fucking shirts, and I wouldn't have cared much for this promo. But anyway, guys, time to rate the show. I'll get a 4 out of 10.
Oh,
6?
4?
Aye.
Fuck, it wasn't that bad. Have a word.
No, 6. What are you giving that a 6 for?
I thought it was fine.
4's not bad.
5 out of 10, folks.
Decent. There you go. Decent show. You thought it was good. I thought it was poor. Combine our scores.
It was decent.
Nah, I thought the first two matches they did absolutely nothing for me. They bored me. If I was rating it after the first two matches, I could have given it a 6. But for me, the first two matches almost put me to sleep. Just unnecessary filler.
Well, that's a 5 out of 10.
It's a 5 out of 10. He's going to cry about the score, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Trust me, I've already forgot about the score.
It was a 5 out of 10 for anybody who cares. We'll catch you tomorrow. TNA Lockdown, brother. Woo!